I'm April. I have a story.
Hi guys, Chico here, and today I'm reacting to a video. Let's get wet on it.
And a warning for you. My story is a very typical one. I adore using social media and sometimes exaggerate. My warning is that when you exaggerate with social media, it can bring unexpected and unpleasant results. This is what happened to me. When I entered a new high school, I got lots of new friends at once. I'm a very sociable person, and I have always had lots of friends in real life. So before I was 14 or 15, I never even bothered updating my social profiles more often than once a month. What is the sense to write something and share it with the same people I meet every day? It's quicker to tell it verbally. However, in my new school, everyone used smartphones very actively. It was taking pictures, selfies, exchanging messages, updating social profiles every hour, liking, commenting all day long. It seemed like a full-time job. In order to conform, I had to start using my smartphone more actively too. I made myself more accounts on social media and started posting something every day. First, it was pretty irritating because I didn't feel like I wanted to share my personal information online. However, after several weeks, I started liking it. You know, it's very satisfying when you post a picture, get 30 likes in half an hour, and a million comments like, "What a beauty."
That face is funny, just like straight up go to.
Or, "You are gorgeous," from everyone you know, including your male classmates, and even sometimes the one you like. You start seeking attention, making provocative posts, and enigmatic selfies in order to get more likes and more comments. And you don't even notice the point when you get addicted to social media. And this is normally a no-turning back point when your phone becomes part of your hand and you even sleep with it beside your pillow. I don't want to tell you horror stories about how addiction to social media ruined my life. It is not true. It is simply part of my life, but it is not the only thing I do.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. That was an accident what my phone does.
Thing I do in life. I understand that maybe this attention seeking is not normal, but after all, it doesn't ruin your health, and maybe it's just part of the fight against my insecurity. But there is the other side of the coin, which is the thing you have all heard about, and surely is boring stuff that adults overreact about. I'm talking about online security. What dangerous info can you find in a profile of a 15-year-old girl? I didn't even think about how much personal information can be found in my social media profiles. I thought, if you don't put your real name, or home address, or phone number in your posts, you're totally anonymous. Wrong. Actually, there are always online Sherlocks who can find out all your personal data, basing even on your stupid selfies you post every day. The worst thing is that this information can be used against you and your relatives and cause you a lot of trouble. One day, my parents gave me marvelous news. In the summer, we're going to Paris. Paris, can you imagine? Tour Eiffel, Montparnasse, Mona Lisa. Hilarious. The only thing my dad asked me was not to tell anyone the exact dates of our trip, because as he explained, it was quite a long trip and it could be dangerous to inform the whole world that we were leaving. I agreed, but, well, who cares? Try to keep this information from your best friends when they're asking. So after all, it was not a secret for anyone. And a trip to Paris was such a reason to boast and get envious comments. I was taking pictures of each step of my preparation, from new clothes I had bought to packing my suitcase and tickets I had printed out, obviously with names and departure date. Everything was posted online and approved by likes. I made a check-in at the airport, a picture of the plane, clouds from above. I tagged myself at Charles de Gaulle Airport, and for the next 2 weeks, I reported my every step. I even posted pictures of my food. My improvised travel blog had lots of success, and I considered it a moment of my glory. You need to pay for everything. After my last tag at the airport before flying home, I considered my job done and relaxed. I remained calm until we came home and found it half empty. We got burgled while we were absent. While my dad was calling the police all panicky, I was checking my belongings and found out they took everything valuable, even my $20 stash. Horrible. The police came at once and checked the crime scene. I of course took a picture of the policeman investigating my house. Can you imagine what a story it would be? They found certain signs that it was a well-known gang who specialized in burglaries while families were on vacation. He claimed that, as far as they knew, the gang members collected information on their victims in their social accounts. Impossible! My dad was incredulous. Neither of us posted anything online about the trip. We were attentive. Oops, I made a face that my dad noticed at once. April, would you give me your phone? What should I have done? Here you go, Dad. While he was browsing my social apps, his face was turning red, pale, and red again. I was trying to turn invisible, without any success. That was the first time my dad called me an idiot. And what was worse, I agreed. Unfortunately, it didn't end well. They haven't found the gang so far, but at least I have learned the lesson, which was not posting personal stuff online. Don't. Just don't. If you know someone who is addicted.
Okay, let me call them. Hey, so that's you guys. We got to know.
1, 2, 7, 3, down like a fella sheet. I'm gonna kill myself tonight.
Sit down, because while you listen to my story, you better consider. Do you think you've been in a creepy situation in your life? I'll tell you what happened. Once my friends and I went into the woods.
No,
I've got the creeps just saying the word woods.
What'd you say?
And this is my most horrifying experience. It all started like a classic horror movie, and we were even joking about it. I was a teenager and lived in a very small town surrounded by woods. Of course, my friends and me were absolutely familiar with the forest close to our neighborhood, as we had visited it a million times since we were toddlers. One of us had his 16th birthday in June, and we decided to celebrate it camping overnight in the forest on our own, without the adults. It was not scary at all, as we knew the place we were going to perfectly. So after a day's walk in the woods, the 5 of us, 3 boys and 2 girls, set our tents at a nice clearing, cooked something, and then we're just sitting around the fire chatting. It was very dark already, and to make things more thrilling, one of us decided to tell everyone a creepy story. He told us about a group of young people who went to the woods overnight, and strange things started happening, and they find out that they were stalked by a malicious witch. Wait, bro. Are you retelling us the script of the Blair Witch Project? Come on, we've all seen it. We were laughing a lot at him, as he didn't manage to scare us at all. But we decided not to go on with scary stories, as it was already late and it was time to go to sleep. I woke up because of the strange sound coming from outside. Did it seem like a nursery counting out rhyme told by some girl? I looked at the watch and snorted. It was 3 a.m. Why should my friends be awake at this time of night? Pretty irritated, I looked out of the tent to see that all the guys were looking out from their tents as well, including the girls, and the rhyme was still sounding from the forest not far from us. Hip dip doo, the cat's got the flu, the dog's got the chicken pox, so out goes you. I felt the goosebumps rising through my back towards my hair. What the hell was that? We gathered around the fireplace again, all close and united, while we were listening to that horrible voice moving away from us. We were no heroes of teenage horror, so we didn't have the slightest desire to go to the forest to explore. We thought maybe it was someone's prank, as many people knew where we were going. But it was a strange prank if so. In the darkness without a torch to sing nursery rhymes. We didn't get any sleep till dawn. At the sunrise, we decided that it was enough of fresh air for us, and that we wanted home. We were packing up, as one of the guys said, "Look at this tree, Jesus!" He was pointing at a tree nearby. Carved on its trunk there was a huge cross. No one seemed to remember it from the previous day. We were very scared now, and tried to convince ourselves that it had been there. We just hadn't noticed it. Anyway, we felt an urge to go home, because we felt there was something strange going on in that forest. So we rushed from the clearing to the path we knew so well that would bring us home. After half an hour's walk, one of the girls said, "Guys, I have no idea where we are. Do you?" Problem is, no one of us had. We were just all sure that all the others recognized the path. The phones didn't have the connection there either. We got lost in the forest we knew on a path we had taken the day before. We lost our spirits and started arguing on what direction to take next. When one of the guys said, "Look, there's another cross on a tree." And there it was, freshly carved. Good Lord, we all screamed and ran away from that place without even considering the path. We were absolutely terrified, and the understanding that we were completely lost didn't help. After some time, we managed to calm down and started reasoning on what direction home was. We chose what was seemingly north and went there. We were walking and walking and walking, and the forest didn't seem to ever finish. Girls started sobbing and us guys were close. We were supposed to return home at 3 p.m. and it was already close to 4. Our parents should have started to worry about where we were. Hopefully they would try to look for us. We were terrified by the thought that we would have to pass another night in that damn forest. It was close to 6 when we came to another clearing and thought we would take a break as we were very tired of endless walking. It was nearly sunset and it was wise to remain there for another overnight, even if we dreaded the idea. We divided, looking for the best place for camping, when one of the girls called us in a trembling voice, "Guys, come here!" She was pointing at a setting that made us all freeze. There were remains of a fireplace, a round, burnt-out spot, obviously fresh. Worst thing was that it was surrounded by small columns of stones put on one another, just small stone piles. And the closest tree was decorated by another cross. It looked more like some ritual place than a simple fireplace. This time, we screamed like in a good old B-movie and escaped without any direction, just as far away from that place as possible. The only thing we knew was that we needed to stick together to survive. We ran and ran, and it was the purest terror I had ever had. This time, we didn't manage to calm down and just ran ahead quickly without much thought and just exchanging brief phrases. When suddenly, nearly at the last ray of the day, I heard a familiar voice somewhere ahead of us. "Jacob, is that you?" God, at this point, I was about to faint of relief. It was my dad who came to look for us. He was startled to see us in that miserable condition as we fell out of the woods practically into his arms. As we explained what happened to us, he looked more and more puzzled. "But how could you kids have gotten lost? We're now just a mile away from home. You should have been wandering in circles." When we returned home, we told everything to our parents. Everyone was surprised as they didn't recognize the places we were describing and never heard of anything strange at all happen in our woods. We now prefer not to talk about that walk, and it's the first time I'm actually telling this story to anyone in detail. And believe me, I haven't been in the woods since.
Sorry, guys.
I made it when I was 6.
And I'm not sure I will ever find courage to turn back there in close future. I'm sure these things happen in real life, and I would be interested to listen to someone else's creepy story. Please
with me.
start with one business and open more as you go. Just keep tapping away and... Hello, my name is Derek. You know what is the biggest ambition of my life? I want to become a famous chef. I have known what I wanted to be since when I was 4 years old. I helped my mum for the first time to make Christmas cookies. So I'm not going to tell you a heroic story on how I suffered to study cooking. Not at all. The biggest obstacle on my path to becoming a...
I'm just gonna end the video right here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the bell. And see you guys.